Hey, look, I'm at an airport. How you doing? Hey, what a Total Schmidt Show. It's Tuesday night. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint, or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Schmidt Show. You're welcome. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm in Miami traveling. Look, you can see me. I'm at an airport. Oh, my backpack's over here. Just stay closer to it. It's a little dangerous. Welcome to the show, Total Schmidt Show. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, do me a favor, subscribe to the podcast, follow it. That would really help me out big time. Give the video a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching the short clip, any of the clips, any of that stuff. Or just go to lennyschmidt.com and subscribe to the website. Allison Weber is my guest today. Allison Weber. I worked with Allison on her very first cruise ship ever, several years ago. She was just a little old opener that opened the show and was struggling and trying to figure it out, and she was all fresh and new and nervous, and now she's headlining the ships out here with me, and she did an excellent job. This last week we were working together on the NCL Joy on my last Alaskan run. So there you go. It's my very last Alaskan run. It was a lot of fun to work with Allison again. She is, I'll tell you right now, the happiest and sweetest person in the world. So buckle up for that. I would do. You probably want to do something. Get a little something, a little sweet and sour. You need some lemonade without the sugar. And Allison will take care of all the sweetness for you. She really is one of the nicest people I've ever met. Very loving, caring person. Very funny, and did an excellent job. Really great job with her act. She's like a machine writing songs for parodies. A lot of grown-up stuff, a lot of adult stuff, but she's great. She's so much fun to work with, and I'm just going to let you tell her story. She's got a great story about the cavern in England and the Beatles, and it was a great podcast. We could have done 3 hours because we started talking about conspiracy theories after the fact, and then realized we had more material. So this was a long intro. Sit back and enjoy my conversation with Allison Weber. This is my last one here.
Aww.
Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so nice to see you. We haven't worked together since the first time you worked on a ship.
Actually, I did check our messages. I think we worked together one other time in 2019.
Okay.
One other time, but this still was my infancy. You literally watched me
Your
in
infancy.
Diapers. Yeah, I was in diapers.
Yeah, you were opening. You were just doing little 10-minute sets.
I was.
Now you're headlining the theater.
Well, now I'm right up in your ranks, babe, but I'm nowhere close to your ranks. I appreciate you watching the growth and reporting on the growth. I'm now a big girl.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thanks.
It'll be fun. So we got more shows this week and all this stuff.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. This is, let's see, you say this is your last Alaska for the season. I have been in nothing but cold climates all season for cruises. It's been Alaska to start in April and May, and then all the way through. Went to Iceland and Greenland. I don't think I've seen a beach this entire summer. So, unless it's covered with seals and volcanic rock. So, but yes. And then your season, have you been mostly in cold climates too, or have you been kind of
this whole summer? I've been in Alaska almost the entire summer.
Wow.
I think I did one cruise in Nassau.
Okay.
In fact, I did a Carnival gig in July that was over in the Caribbean.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's been Alaska. And this was supposed to be, it changed because I was supposed to be on a celebrity ship. I think I told you.
Oh, yeah.
With my daughter. And it was a one-way it was a transfer from Vancouver, and it went to San Francisco, a little bit of Alaska.
Yeah.
Vancouver, a little bit of Alaska, San Francisco.
I was going to take you and drop you home.
And drop us back at L.A.
Sure.
And it was a jazz cruise, and it was a charter cruise. And
yeah, that's right. You told me.
Yeah, so I got her approved. She would have loved a jazz cruise. I was kind of bummed it didn't work out.
Wow.
But I'll bring on another one next time. You know what I mean?
It stinks that on some of those charters they don't let any other entertainment go, and I get it. They want to save the space for their musicians and things like that. But wouldn't they love a little? It's one thing musicians on the cruises that already work there. We don't need you this week, but comics throw a little extra work in the situation.
Well, I did a couple. I did a Mormon cruise once, and they had us on that one, and they had booked all Mormon entertainers. The Osmonds were there. 2 of the Osmonds were on the cruise. But they had us. It was me and Randy Lubis, and they wanted us to do 5 clean shows, and we did. Each did 5 clean shows.
Wow!
And by the end of the cruise, we were packed every night. We drew very well. We outdrew them upstairs.
Holy
the last couple of nights. Yeah.
Wait,
and then there was one we did. It was some sort of DJ cruise where there were DJs on every deck.
Oh yeah.
They brought their own comics.
The Unsa cruises.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
and
not into
they
those.
their own comic went up and did 10 minutes one night, and we literally didn't do a show the whole cruise.
But you were paid for the whole week.
I got paid for the whole week. I can't remember. I think
delicious.
it was with John Marlotti or somebody on that cruise. I can't remember. We hung out all week, didn't do nothing.
Wow.
So,
see, I do love it when it works out like that.
I love when that happens.
Yeah. No, there was one where there was a half charter, and I got offered to be on it. And since I do, I'll tell your guests here, I do parody songs on my guitar. And once I found out from the boss that half charter, that they would have loved, they got to choose their own entertainment through the Norwegian, and they chose a magician. He goes, but I wish I would have known it was you because you do the songs. Maybe you could write them a song. So I chose to write this company a song, and I performed it. It had to go through all the channels too. They had to ask Shoreside if I was allowed to do it because it was their own private show.
Right.
And they said, well,
it's a corporate gig. Was like a corporate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I wrote this parody. It was a car parts company, and I did it all about the song Car Wash. It's like car parts,
great.
whoa, we're selling car parts, yeah. It did great. They loved it to the point where the magicians. It was still a great time for the magicians, but they really enjoyed that song. So I'm always like, pitch me for charters. I'll write stuff for the charter.
You know what you should do? You should put together a corporate package to do corporate shows along that lines. Because when I do my corporate shows, I have a contract, and if they want me to write material specifically for them, I charge them. I charge a rate for it.
Nice.
You could charge. So you should do that. You could write 1 million songs for different places.
You know what's so funny is that in my mind,
hang on. I'm
I was hoping. Sure.
There we go. Tighten that thing when you get
It's funny. Usually when there's long black things down here. I'm sorry. Yeah, usually when there's a long black thing close to my mouth, it works better.
Hey.
Hello. Hi there. How you doing? Sorry.
Put that in the corporate show.
That was also exactly. You guys want to go on the Mormon cruise? I'm ready.
Wow. What does that mean? They don't even know. I don't know what that means.
They're like, what's a long black thing? We don't even know about that.
Like a what?
So no, sorry, but the idea that that's fantastic because my whole intention, I wanted to write the song to have the fun to write the song, but I was trying to tell the company hey, if you want to purchase the song for me for your advertisement purposes and
Yeah,
of course,
that's smart too. Yeah,
that was my thing, is that I could make them an ad, and they didn't follow up with me, and I wasn't trying to hound them about it. They didn't ask for it, but that's something to think about. Corporate package,
especially now with AI taking work away from everybody on every different level.
Oh, sure.
One of the things that's good for us is that we're live entertainers.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Yeah,
so
ChatGPT, you can't do this.
No.
Yeah.
So if you can market to 8 different companies that you can do a live show and tailor it for them.
Yeah.
I think that's gold for them. Eventually that's going to, there's always a pendulum swing. I think companies are going to want to go AI ways to save money for years, but eventually they're going to miss live shows and live entertainments.
And it will be that nostalgic thing. They'd be like, remember that?
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah. And they're like, we should do this every year. And then suddenly you're doing Christmas parties every year and stuff. Yeah.
I would love to do that. Yeah. For the song aspect, that's something where it's a little easier for me to, okay, what do you do? What's the company? All right, let me find a song that matches that kind of idea.
Yeah. You can do an easy sizzle reel, just throw something together that anybody can look at, and they can easily think to themselves, oh, that would work great for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thanks. It's funny because there's a part of me, especially during pandemic, when I thought, all right, how can I monetize on what I know how to do well? And comedy, it's like I've been learning how to try to do it well, but the songwriting is what I've always done well.
Right.
So this is where I've been wanting to get into the ad business. Every time I'll listen to the radio and I'll hear them do some, Dunkin' Donuts parody, something like this, I'm listening to it going, you missed the mark. I can hear the joke. There's a perfect rhyme there and you've missed it.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that wanted to start to just write jingles and then pitch that. I just don't even know where to begin, who to talk to about that.
That's a harder one to pitch now because the AI thing. because they can easily write stuff. AI is taking away a lot of writing and copywriting jobs, and they don't care how. I don't think a lot of people are going to care how great it is.
No, they just want it to be catchy.
Yeah, because if you as a professional is going to be able to hear and know, oh, you're missing the joke by this much, and they're going to be like, we're close enough, we don't care. The average person laughs. Yeah. I mean, how many times you watch a show or something and know where they're going? You're like, I know exactly where this is going. And then they get there, you're like, I knew it. I knew this is exactly what they're... But, your mind's trained to look at that.
Yeah. This is where I try to always say, like, there's an aspect of what we do as cruise ship comedians where there are times where the audience needs us to spoon feed to them.
You got to hold their hand through the setup and the whole...
Yeah, because they're not used to comedy. They're not the kind of people who go out to comedy clubs and pay attention to the way these jokes... So when you watch some of these TV shows where the jokes are pretty simplistic, for you and I, we're like, I see where it's happening 15 steps ahead. They're like, wow, what?
Yeah, right. Or like a lot of sitcom... Or like I watch a lot of I stream a lot of shows, but a show always loses me when their pattern clicks in my head. And I'll go immediately, like, oh, well, this is the first suspect, but he didn't do it. It was his brother. Okay, it was his sister.
Sure,
and you know immediately where they're going, and then it ends the way you think it would.
Just ruined 45 minutes for you.
Yeah, I knew exactly where it was going. It's disappointing.
No,
but your mind, but it also works the other way for me, like that, where... Because I'm worried the crowd, because my mind's working on that level, sometimes I think the crowd will get there before I will, so I start to talk too fast. So during my joke, I'll talk really fast, and I'll step all over it, and it could be funnier if I slowed it down and just trusted the fact they're not going to get there before I will.
Sure.
And every once in a while, someone will yell out something like "buggy tree," and you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
But they usually don't yell it out. Some people will get it. Everyone. If someone yells out there, a knucklehead or a jerk, but for the most part, the crowd's not thinking anywhere near the speed you are.
Yes, exactly. What's funny is there was, it was actually on the show we did the other night. There was a theater show, and I don't remember what the joke was, but the guy in the front row screamed out the punchline before I got to it. And I was like, don't get ahead of me. Sir.
Right.
The rest of them can't hear you, thank God. But this is where he was one of the non-spoon feeders, but the rest of them needed a little,
There's always like two or three to yell it, and I'll hear it. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just still deliver the line and hope nobody heard it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? That's the job anyway.
Exactly. And I'd be like, he got, like, I'll give him the credit where credit's due.
People yell it out. I'm like, why are you yelling it out? Yeah. It's like if you were at a movie and you went, it's the mechanic! And the whole place went, what the
exactly.
Why would you?
I wanted to wait. There'd be suspense.
I didn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you guys got to ruin it for everyone. He's ruining for the whole room.
Exactly.
It's annoying.
Oh, goodness. But you know what? As much as I enjoy the cruise ship comedy aspect of the fact that I like the challenge of knowing that each crowd is going to be a demographic that I have no idea what's walking in.
Right.
It could be everybody, could be a party cruise, could be old people that just want to relax. It could be kids, and then I'm just like, well, how do I satiate this whole group here? How do I make it where it's challenging enough for adults, but still silly and cuckoo for the kids?
Right.
Which I always wonder why they bring kids to these shows, and I'm like, well, the only thing that's going to work out is when I do an act out or some waka waka, where I make a fart sound or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, there's those giggles.
I think you're amazed. Like sometimes kids just like to see a live performer.
Sure.
And I'm not real physical, but I can be very visual. I'm very facial and stuff.
Sure.
So I'll get laughs out of my facial expression and the way I'll tell a joke that a kid shouldn't get, and they'll all laugh. But they'll laugh at the way I tell it.
Exactly.
To them, I'm a clown. To them, I'm a clown. Mm-hmm, so the adult, they get the content, but the kid just hears and I learned that lesson. I've told this a million times. I want to tell a short version of it. But I saw the Wiggles live when my daughters were growing up.
Sure.
And I didn't want to go. I'm like, this is going to be the worst hour of my life. This is just going to suck.
But it was
at the Staples Center, or at the Forum or whatever.
Yeah.
It was packed, and I'm like, this is going to be just the worst. Kids everywhere, toddlers. I do a bit about it. Shit, I should bring it back. But I laughed my ass off through the whole show.
Wow.
It was unbelievable how great it was.
I was about to say, it probably just smacked you across the face.
I learned so much. I was like, oh my God, there were a million inside jokes.
Sure.
And then the cast would laugh just as loud because they knew where they were going.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, this is brilliant. I mean, everyone's laughing.
The Wiggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Wiggles.
Oh, that's great.
But they found a way to make it entertaining for both. It's like the Pixar move or the Disney move.
Exactly. Or SpongeBob or any of that. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the SpongeBob stuff is another level because that's all, as far as I'm concerned, it's all stone people writing those.
Exactly.
Ren and Stimpy and all those other ones.
Ren and Stimpy. It's like, I can't believe that we watched all that as kids because some of that stuff was grotesque.
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
to a next level.
Well, then Beavis and Butthead were after that, right?
Sure.
They were after
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy.
If not after, it was around the same time for sure. That was the
Right.
late 80s, early 90s. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it was that, which was also its own version of just crude, but making it work for. Although Beavis and Butthead was a little bit older, I feel like there were kids who were watching Ren and Stimpy who were like 6 and 7
Sure.
years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was watching it at 17, going, "This is amazing."
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and the Beavis and Butthead, you really had to be older to kind of get that because it was driven by the music.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, for sure.
Right.
But I love that's my whole era. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy though, that was some of those close-ups where you would go and it was like, oh, they were so grotesque. It was so good.
The shots inside the nose. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was really very detailed.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was great. And you know what's extra great? And you'll be able to know this now. The voice of Ren and Stimpy. Do you know that he went on to become Fry for Futurama?
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
his name is Billy West,
Okay.
and he went on to do Fry from Futurama. And what's funny is that for true Ren and Stimpy fans who can still hear that voice, when you watch Fry, it's Stimpy, just more normal.
Right.
It's a normal Stimpy voice.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun that he got to like continue his, because I thought he was a brilliant voiceover actor. My
Yeah,
God,
right.
That he got to continue on. And Futurama is one of my favorite of all the.
I love Futurama.
Oh, so good. That is deep too. I don't know if you ever really watched. There
Yeah,
was
I
some
don't
of
know.
them.
I don't think it ever got the respect it deserved, actually, in a lot of ways.
No.
You know what I mean?
It kind of went away and came back a few different times and whatnot. And there was just these golden years of it where I don't know if you've seen, but there was some of them that never ended happy.
Right.
They
Yeah.
ended really dark
Yeah,
and
no, there were a few of
depressing.
those. Yeah, but that was kind of like an advanced. It's advanced. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's almost like an adult content, or
There's-
graphic novel-ish type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I liked the idea that it didn't always have to have a happy ending. It had a lesson.
Yeah.
You know? Did you ever see the? Is it Miss Still?
Just talk straight into the
Quack quack quack.
Try it again.
Wah, 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 wah,
I'm
wah,
way
wah.
louder than you. It's pissing me off. You know what? I'll fix this.
Am I
Check.
just screaming?
No.
I'm trying to be so natural.
Every time I mix
Am
it
I
afterwards, I
natural?
go, I'm way louder than you are, or vice versa.
Yeah. Wait. This reminds me of college.
No, long
Sorry.
blagging. There we go. That works
Sorry.
perfect.
Is that
oh,
it?
once that spice you up. Once
Oh,
you
I got it. I was going to say, but then I
Levels
don't
are
know
back
if
up.
the,
No, you're fine.
What about the video, though?
You're right. That's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly what I want.
Exactly. I was going to say, if we pull that and then yeah, exactly. Ooh, yeah. There we
that.
go.
There we go.
How about that?
Now I can see you.
How's that for distancing? And I can also move my chair closer.
Trying to talk right into
sorry.
the top of the microphone.
Twat, twat,
I don't know,
twat,
for
twat.
some reason. See where mine's
Gwah.
perfect.
Gwah.
It's like you're on stage.
Yeah. Hold on. If I want to. Oh, see, I'm knocking everything over. Okay, here we
There
go.
we go.
Da 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 da. Is that
right.
a little better?
Yeah, that works
okay,
better.
Sweet.
Let's try that.
So, the idea.
You know what? I'll turn mine down too. That might help. Because I'm
gonna
always
say,
louder
let
than
me pull
everyone.
this out slightly so I can sit backwards.
There
There we
we
go.
go.
How's
Yay.
that? How's
Yay.
that? Ta-da! We did it.
Perfect.
We
Yay.
did it.
Took two professionals. Took 25 minutes to balance out a microphone.
Well, I was going to say, and just to round up my little Futurama talk here, did you ever see the one about the dog?
No.
Almost can't. It's like, I think it's for any Futurama fans. It's one about the. So he's, if you don't know, if your fans don't know, the idea of Futurama is that a man gets frozen, like right at the end of 1999 into 2000. He gets frozen for 1,000 years, and he's now in the year 3000. So he found his dog in the year 3000 was like encased in stone somehow, or one of these like petrified situations, whatever. And the professor had figured out a way to like bring the dog back. And after much rigmarole throughout the whole episode, at the end, he was like, you know what? He lived a good long life after me. I don't think it'd be fair to bring him back, da-da-da-da. And then they cut to what happened with the dog.
Yeah.
And that, oh God, it's like, it's so emotional. They really cut us all to the core. But the dog is waiting at the pizza place for Fry to come back for
no.
like 12 years.
Yeah.
And you just see all the seasons change and the dog just gets older and older and older. And that's the end of the episode. And you're like, oh, because all the while he was like, don't want to bring him back. So
Right,
then
right.
it would, so that's why I say, like, Futurama was really, they were like, we don't care. We're not going to end happy all the time. You're going to be thought provoked.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still to this day, like on any of these forums or whatever, they're like, don't even bring up the dog episode. The dog episode.
I gotta watch that now.
It's real. I mean, it's good. It's really good. It's just heartfelt.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love that one. Now, I was gonna say, what about? I love The Simpsons, but there's come a point where, do you still watch any of that kind of stuff? Simpsons,
Not a
Family
lot.
Guy. No?
I'm into South Park big time.
Oh yeah.
Especially this
yeah.
year, they've been great.
You know, I haven't seen it this year at all.
Well, they're in. I think I got one recorded on my phone. They've done 4. They're doing every other week. They were delayed because of the Paramount deal, and they did a Charlie Kirk episode.
And they just pulled it.
They just pulled it, yeah. And I saw that was the second one, I think, second or third.
Yeah.
And it was where Cartman becomes like the Charlie
That's
Kirk
right.
character.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
saw.
brilliant. It was very funny. It was great. Don't get me wrong. It was all. I mean, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
But Paramount pulled it because of what
Of
happened
course,
this week, obviously,
of
right?
course, you'd have to.
And it wasn't really. I mean, it was South Park like South Park can only be. They're really taking hard shots at Trump right now. They're
course.
great. And
Is it still Garrison, Mr. Garrison being Trump?
No, they changed it to the actual Trump. It's Trump. They actually use his face. They use his. You know what they do? Do you remember? This is fucking brilliant. Remember how they used to do Saddam?
Oh,
Little Saddam's
yeah,
face?
it was like a real face
It's
on
the same exact. It's the same character. It's the Trump face and the same voice.
Is he?
Hey, come on, Satan! He's walking around. Now he's back with Satan.
I was gonna say, is it with the?
Oh, yeah,
that's
and Satan doesn't want to be. So
hilarious.
Trump is the actual Saddam character, which
Oh
is
my
the Trump
God.
face.
Oh
so it
my
shows the Trump,
God.
the real Trump face.
Oh my God,
And
I
by
gotta
the way,
see
he has
this.
the littlest dick you could ever see, the smallest. He dropped in every
keep, like,
episode. He
bringing up-
takes off his pants and goes to have sex with Satan, and he's got barely any penis. It's
This
fucking
is
brilliant.
hilarious.
It's really brilliant. I think it's great.
That's wild.
And, the first one came out and they took a bunch of shots at it, and
Yeah.
they took also who's the woman in charge of ICE?
Oh, that's the Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi. They took
Strom or something
They did
like
a great
this.
episode with her.
She's a bobblehead.
Oh, where it's really funny. You got to watch it. The whole thing is her whole face is held together by plastic surgery.
Of course it
And
is.
then when it falls apart, she's a team of people that puts her back together, and then she's beautiful. But in the episode, at some point, her face falls off. And they're chasing it through. I mean, it's just it's great.
Oh my
I don't want
God,
to give that
it's so
much of it
good.
away. But
Sure.
the smartest thing they did was parallel Trump with Saddam, and the little dick thing was the greatest.
Oh my God, that's
you
so
got to see the
funny.
first one because there's an actual Trump character that plays. They do an ad of Trump
Okay.
for America walking through the desert, and it's just. And he's got a little and just a whole fucking thing. It's just great.
I gotta see it.
You got to watch it. They're really good episodes, and they're doing every other week, I guess,
Okay.
because they signed that deal and they delayed the thing because of the deal, but then they released. So right now, I think they're up to 4. So they should have another one coming out next week, I think.
Wow. You know what? My one claim to fame, not claim to fame, but during pandemic times and trying to like figure out how to get income without ships as readily available, I was doing Uber Eats stuff. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of us were doing Uber Eats stuff. I delivered food to what I found out was it was a guarded house.
Yeah.
The guard, like right when I went to the door, was like coming to the door, like what? And I had to ask for ID because there was alcohol in the order.
Right.
And when I saw the name, I was like, I wonder who this person is because it was like fancy and whatever. And it turns out it was Trey Parker's baby mama.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I got to see the house and meet her guard.
Wow, good for
But,
him. All
but
right.
yeah, it wasn't like I don't know if they're still together. I don't think they are, but like it totally, and it was her. And I don't know if this is allowed to be said, but you know, I mean, she ordered food and a little
Sure.
beverage action, and I had to get the ID. So the guard went up, got the ID, and brought it down. I never met her, but
Right.
But yeah, they have a kid together. I thought that was cute. I don't think they're together anymore though.
We used to do when I worked at the barbecue joint.
Baby
Baby
Blues. Mm-hmm.
We used to cater South Park's lunch once a week.
Did you?
So we brought to their offices right down in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, isn't that fun?
So we used to go down there all the time and drop food off for South Park.
Oh
Quiz
yeah.
South
What are
Park
they
once
off
a
of
week.
Jefferson? With that little Obama.
It's Lincoln and Culver. It's right on that area. You know where
Oh
they
my
kind of come
God.
together?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my
and-
neighborhood. That's where I live.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're a little farther. You're Sentinel, right? You're very close
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
but
they're
that's
just
like
west of you.
the
They're a
loop.
little bit west of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's funny. That's the South Park studio?
And I think they're still. I
Cool.
think the office because we drove by there the other day. The kids and I went down there for something, or I was with Diane, I think, and we went down to We went to the beach. What did we go down there for? I know. Anna wanted to take us to, and we went to the beach in Marina Del Rey.
Yeah, yeah.
So we hung out there, and then her friend worked at a bar on the beach, so we went there for dinner.
Oh,
So we
sweet.
hung out. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
we drove that way. So I drove down that way.
Yeah.
But I remember going down that way all the time.
Oh, it's a fun little zone. I've been over there for about 5 years now, and I like it. I've been in LA almost 20, and I was
I
always
love
in
it
the
over
valley.
there, man. I would love to
Yeah.
live over there.
Yeah.
I would love living over in that area. You know what I mean?
Hell, let me know if you ever choose to move, because if my friends that are renting my place from you right now eventually want to move,
If they don't work
I'll
out,
have
let me
a-
know, because
yeah, I'll
Anna
have a
wants to live in that
two-bedroom.
area too.
It's a 2-bedroom, stairs. That's the one
fun.
problem.
Well, if Anna goes, though, like when Diane and I move in next year, Anna's either going to, we've got all kinds of options out there. One, we're going to get a smaller place.
Yeah.
Or Anna can get a place with a roommate, but she wants to live in that area.
Sure.
So if that works out for her, it's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she wants to work down there more. She likes
Sure.
that area.
Sure,
And her
sure.
friend works down there. A couple other friends work in that area.
Gotcha.
That's
Well,
where she
I'll
spends
let
all the
you-
time.
I'll
But
let
let me
you
know,
know.
because anytime
Yeah.
she's always looking, and she's always, you never know when she's looking for a new place to move into.
And if I stay on the lease, then it keeps the rent low. The
Yeah,
minute
even
I already
better.
found out if I get off of it, it'll immediately jack up by an extra
course.
1,000. Easy.
Yeah, right, of course,
Easy.
because that's how they do it. Yeah.
I checked out that neighborhood. It's already gone up and up and up. They built like 3 new buildings in my neighborhood. So
Yeah.
and then they're charging out the wazoo for
I
those
know.
new buildings.
I know,
Oh my
I know.
god, it's unbelievable. Like
Well, I
a
almost got
one
a place in
bedroom.
Venice years ago, but it was too much for the amount of travel I did. Back then, the kids were still with their mom.
Yeah.
But then when the kids moved in with me, I was like, well, we need a
We need
bigger
space,
place.
yeah.
But by then, I'm like, I don't want a 3-bedroom in Santa Monica or down there. Because I didn't want to pay $4,000.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I thought I was
Would
going
you
to have to pay a lot.
The neighborhood I'm in, there's large 1-bedrooms for $4,800.
Yeah, I believe that.
Unbelievable.
Well,
I
where
can't.
we live now, they just built a new. There's a new Trader Joe's in a new building. It's kind of similar to what they do in Burbank. It was always called the Manhattanization building projects, where the bottom floor is all store shop. It's almost like a smart building, sort of.
Oh, sure. And then it's got apartments above.
So, but the 1-bedroom in that is 34, and that's in the valley.
Yeah.
This is on Hazeltine and right by the Trader Joe's.
Oh,
You know,
that's
on
why.
Woodman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
why.
there's a new Trader Joe's across the street.
On Hazeltine?
Yeah.
Wasn't that where the Ralph's?
Yeah,
Right.
Ralph's is on Hazeltine and Ventura.
Yeah.
But if you go farther
Oh,
up
for
on
the-
the whole
yes,
Trader Joe's
yes.
on near the
Moore
mall,
Park?
the
Yes.
Westfield Mall.
Riverside. Gotcha. Hazeltine and Riverside.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
And now they put up a whole new structure there, which is a brand new Trader Joe's, which is awesome on the bottom floor.
Oh, shit.
But then up top is apartments. And I was
haven't been
shopping
over
the other
there.
day, and this guy told me the apartments are going for 34 for a 1-bedroom. I was like, you got
I haven't been over there in a while. I got to go check it out. I remember that it was starting to build up the last time I visited, which was, gosh, I think a couple of years ago.
It's a nice area, but 34
Yeah.
for a 1-bedroom, man.
Ugh.
That's a
Ugh.
lot.
I got 26 for a 2-bedroom, and
Yeah.
it's 8 minutes from Venice Beach.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, I am not leaving. I'm
Right.
not leaving.
No, right.
Sorry.
No, I don't blame you. I would stay
Oh,
forever.
my goodness. How long you been in LA now?
Well, I've been in LA since '99,
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah. Been there since 2007. So.
and I've been in the same area pretty much, that Sherman Oaks area,
Okay.
for almost all of it.
Oh, isn't that fun?
I was in a little North Hollywood for a little bit, but the kids have been in Sherman Oaks their whole lives.
Yeah.
And Anna she wants to get out. She wants to go. She's closer to the beach.
Yeah.
Well, she's also understanding how it's costs more money to live closer to the beach. You know what I mean?
It does, but I'll tell you one thing. I've never experienced so little power bill. My power bill?
Oh yeah, right. See, that's the other thing. It's like
The
if you're
power
over
bill's
there,
nothing.
No, I just got my new power bill for this last month. It's 2 something for the air. You know
That's what I mean. So the idea that being in Burbank for so long in North Hollywood, it was always in the 2s.
Yeah.
I was lucky if I could get it down with a 1 in front of the number. And I
Right.
mean like 170 for the month or whatever. Now, Los Angeles proper charges by month, like every 2 months.
Yeah.
So they charge, it's like 110 for 2 months.
Oh, that's good.
I know.
Okay.
We don't use the air, but once every year.
Well, ours is only expensive during the summer because of the air.
Sure.
And then the rest of the year we get the same thing by month, same thing. We get the same. My
I
by
see.
month though is 2 something.
Gotcha.
The
okay.
last one was 3 something. This one was 2 something. The next one will be 2 something. Then we're done for the summer.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
yeah.
I mean that's 3 months of what 2, 4,
not
7,
so bad.
$800 or $900 in power bills.
That's
You know
not
what I
so
mean?
bad.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was in Burbank, it was like maybe about a 5-month period where it was real bad. It was
Right.
almost half the year where
Yeah.
it was bad. But yeah.
Well, the
no.
kids use air more than I do anyway because I don't care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're women. We need it. We're annoying. We're
Thanks.
annoying.
You sound like my dog. You sound like Anna now.
I do.
I hear all the time. Well, Dad, you understand? We're women.
We're women.
Women need. Oh, shut up.
It's true, though. We wear makeup. We sweat our makeup off. I'm surprised. That's why I'm barely moving right now. That's why I'm like
Because you have makeup on?
trying to not sweat.
I always forget to tell you it's video as well.
I know. That's why I asked you today.
I've had people show up and go, "Oh, it's video." I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll be right back. I go, where are you going?
You're like, I gotta freshen
I'm
up.
gonna do my hair, put a hat on, something.
Yeah, I was like, come on, babe. That's why I asked you. I was like, if it's video too, I need to gussy a little bit.
That's right.
I need to get some gussy up in this piece.
Well, you're sweet because you always refer to you refer to my fans a couple times.
Yeah.
Which is cute because it's really just fan. There's only one person that watches this show, and it's my brother. So that's all.
Oh, hi, Brother Schmidt. There we go. There we go. I love it. What's brother's name? I'm gonna direct everything directly at him
just
now.
right to him.
What's his name? Bob Henry.
Mike doesn't watch. My brother
Mike.
Andy, I think, will watch.
Andy.
Andy's the only one that'll watch.
What's up, Andy? How you doing?
I have two brothers that don't talk to me.
This is
Then
all
I got
for
Mike,
you.
And then Andy. And that's it.
This is all for you. Long black things on my face, huh? There we go. Oh, my goodness. But yes, no, this has been fun. I'm excited that I got to work with you again. This was the first time in so long. I keep saying the people that I like, why don't I repeat? Why don't I see them in, fluctuation? There's certain people that I've worked with where I'm like, I'll be okay if I never work with them again.
Right.
And I don't really want to name names, but, then there's people where I'm like, I would work every contract with this person.
Right.
Like, I would have so much fun.
I'm always amazed at people that I know the best. I work with the least.
Oh,
There's a lot of people work, and I get along pretty much with everybody.
Sure.
But you're right. There's a handful of people that I could. That's where. There's a million. I have a million. Like I have stuff to do. Like I work during the day.
Yeah.
Like if I don't want to hang with someone, I got work to do. I got
Yeah.
video. I got content. I got this.
Yeah.
And then the kids are a big out too. Where I got to call my daughter.
Yeah.
And it's always an excuse.
Yeah, it's
But
perfect.
there's so many. Most people I don't mind it. But the people I like to really hang with, I don't get to see nearly as much. Which you would think is weird. I know it's a big market, a lot of ships.
Sure.
But we work the same market, live in the same area. I think we'd see each other. I see people more in airports than I do working on
Isn't
a
that
ship.
funny? I have run into a few different comics just coming and going from ports.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things where I've started to just request. I'm like, hey, I haven't worked with such and such a person in like 5 years. We're good friends. We talk on the phone. Do you know Tom Simmons?
I love Tom.
Brilliant
comic, by the way.
He's
Great
so
writer.
good, and we vibe real well. Like we sort of have a night. We get each other's wheels spinning a little bit. Like he comes at me with all kinds of song ideas,
Right.
And I don't know if I've ever helped him with it.
He gives me songs and I don't do anything
And
for his career.
Yes, exactly, and I enjoy what I
I
receive.
laugh at his brilliant writing. And then
Exactly. No, but we vibe a lot to the point where like we're always just missing each other. Like he was just in Juneau like 3 days ago. He's on a princess ship.
Really?
Yeah. I looked at the schedule. We weren't meeting up at all this time, but I wrote to our booker from Norwegian, and I basically said, hey, just tell him the scheduling fairies, the scheduling gods, if there's a chance to be linked up with him next year, it'd be really cool because we're good friends.
Right.
Blah blah blah. And then what's funny is that there are certain people who I definitely will not name names because I like to keep good with everybody. But
Yeah, right.
there are certain people where I've worked with where I'm like, I want to almost put in that I would never want to work with this
Right.
person again. And I've heard that the people that I have problem with, I'm pretty darn nice, like you said, to get along with
Sure.
everybody.
Yeah, you're a lot like we're like the same way where we get along with people.
I'm a chameleon. Show me
Yeah.
what you need out of me. Like, 'cause there's.
Well, you're a lot. You're a lot. You're like the sweetest, nicest person. You have a piece of paper hanging out of your fucking cabin that says, please do not disturb with a heart on it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Everywhere you go, you're like, hi, friends.
Whee!
And you do the language thing. I want to mention this. Everywhere it's hard to walk anywhere with you on the ship because you know every language. And you stop, you say hello, and then not just hello, but you stop and chit chat for like maybe 30 seconds with everybody. I'll be like, can we
That's
fucking.
so good. We're trying to get to
We're a
the
great
buffet.
pair because I'm like, and you're like, la, 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 la.
We're on the opposite ends of the spectrum, but we're both friendly. It's
You're always
perfect.
the most friendly person in the world. So I always tell that story the first time. The one time we worked together, I want to be careful the way I word this, was we worked with someone that was not pleasant to be with.
Sure.
And you looked at me at the end of the week. We were together more than I think, right? Because something came up in the middle of it where there was a fallout and we needed a. I remember
There was something. We were together a lot.
we were together 2 or 3 weeks, and something happened. There's a fallout, and I pitched it to him. And I go, hey, they're looking for another guy, so he got a gig out of it.
Yeah.
And he never thanked me. He never bought me a drink. He never said anything.
he was a jerk.
Whatever. Anyway, he was so draining to hang with that you looked at me at the end of the second week, and we're like, And you frowned for the first time I've ever seen you frown in my entire life. I haven't seen you frown since that moment. It was like
I don't think I have.
I was like, he finally sucked the life out of you. But yeah, it
You
was.
managed to. There's
you're
one other
constant
person.
positive energy 100% of the time.
I swear, it's like the only thing I could do well. Like, it's the thing I was put on this earth to do, was to just be obnoxious.
Well, they're overly loving obnoxious, though. You're not like.
I always say I'm
It's
nonsense.
not like, hi! You're like, oh my God. It's
No.
just-
I try to be within reason. And that's
Right.
why I say, like, I'm a chameleon. For instance, like, there are certain people I've worked with who I absolutely love who just are quiet individuals. They
Sure.
do not want my level of energy.
Right.
And I will pick up on that real early on. And if we do ever arrange to go out and have our dinner together or something like that, I am as reserved as
No,
I
you're
can
not.
be. I swear to you, I am.
Seriously.
I swear to you, I am.
All right, okay. I don't believe you.
But it's because I know that. Why would I? Is it like if the people I'm working with are annoyed by that aspect of me, I don't want to push that aspect and be like, well, deal with it. It's who I am. You know what I mean? I'd rather just go,
Right.
look, I can be calm and quiet. If that's not your bag, I can be this version. And it tends to make the work week much more manageable for
Right.
both of us.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But if I have my druthers, darling,
Your druthers.
I would love to just be the
I don't know how you do it. It's
cuckoo-magoo.
draining. I'm
It's-
exhausted. I'm exhausted after a show. I'm like, when the show's over, I'm like, I need to get to a crew area and hide.
And then
I'm
be
just
away.
tired. Yeah, I just wanted to be. But you were on, like, you're always like, hi. And I'm like, oh.
And then
do
I
it.
chugged a whole glass of wine yesterday. We went and talked to our boss who did a show.
Oh, yeah.
And I was still like, yeah, I don't know. I have no off button.
No.
There's
You
no
must
off button.
unplug like our Android, or when you go back to your cabin.
It's almost like one of these things, like when you wanted to run your kids ragged so that they would fall
Yes.
asleep hard. That's what I do. I run
Yeah,
myself
yeah, yeah,
ragged
yeah.
and I just
I remember
conk.
that.
Yeah,
They'd be all
exactly.
worked up, and the second they got in the back seat of the car, you're just like, sweet. You won't even turn on the radio. It's just like driving in silence. Yeah.
That's it. But you know what? So that's the thing. Like, as much as I'm a lot, I'm very aware I'm a lot. I would like to think that if nothing else, I'm memorable.
Oh, you're memorable. I'll give you that.
Whether it was the memory of the headache that I gave you or it was. But no, but it's one of these things, like, I'll go back on ships and sometimes people would be like, I know you. And I'm like, you do? And I don't know them because
Right.
I've just passed them in the hall,
Yeah.
said something in their language, and then they've clued in who I am, but I never met them directly.
Right.
So they'll be like, oh, I know you. I'm like, oh my goodness, where? And so I'll just start to, like, I just collect friends to the point where probably my favorite moment, and this was recent. I can speak, and I'll tell Andy. Hi, Andy. I can say hello, how are you, and thank you. At least those three nice things in 38 languages, and I don't need to check my notes anymore. I used to have to check my notes all the time. 38 languages. And give me something cuckoo. Give me something like out of nowhere, like Greek or Turkish or, Gaelic for Irish. I've got Lithuanian, like Albanian, like the ones that you don't see with frequency. I got them all.
Yeah.
To the point where people are very overjoyed that I'll, speak their language to them. They're very, very happy about it. But my favorite was one of these, like, say bye-bye to your crew members. They're all lined up at the very, very end of the week or something like this in the theater. They're getting ready to all go on stage and do their bye-bye waves. And as I went down, I said, hello, how are you, and thank you to each one, easily 10 languages. And I got to the end. It was the food and beverage director from India. I said it to him in his language, and he just goes, who are you? I was like, I'm the comic. But that was the thing. Like, he was so overjoyed that I did that. And I've since written a song that is specifically for the crew. So I was asked to do a cruise show back in December, and it was Christmas, and I thought, what's a gift I can give these people?
Right.
And I thought, you know what, I'm going to write a song for them. It doesn't have to be funny. I don't think that's necessary. Yes, I'm
Right.
doing a cruise show as a comedian, but I write songs, so let me write them a song. And I don't know if you even say it here, but it's cute. I think if you have a lot of cruise people watching your thing, you might enjoy it. But it's basically a love letter to the people and explaining why I understand that it's a hard life, and it's all to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
So it's Norwegian Rhapsody, I call it, of course.
Oh, interesting. All right.
And I don't know if we've got the time. It's only like a minute-long song or whatever.
it.
Do you want to
No,
do
do
it?
it while you're here, yeah.
Because I do it a cappella all the time for the cruise. So it's I'm going to speak 10 languages, and they're basically starting from. I'll tell you now, so you'll kind of understand it when I go. I speak Tagalog, which is the Philippine language, followed by Indonesian, followed by Serbian, and or like the Balkan,
Right.
Serbian Croatian language, and then Hindi, Zimbabwe Shona, Portuguese, Spanish, Romanian. Basically, I say all of these languages, right?
Okay.
Well, and the thing is that it all is basically saying the words like thank you, hello, how are you, I love you, thank you, how are you, I love you. It's all of that. It starts with thank you in the Philippine language and ends with I love you in the Philippine language. And it's to explain what I see. I see them. That's what I want to tell. So living the ship life feels like a fantasy. Compared to a land job, it's an escape from reality. But people don't realize just how hard of a life it can be. Sometimes it's lonely, but here's like a family. So when you're missing home and feeling low, talk to your colleagues and you'll know, no matter where they come from, they'll always understand how you feel, 'cause we're a team. Do 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 do. Salamat, kumusta ka Aislan? Apakabar, terima kasih, and zdravo brate kakusi. Dobro valapuno, apkaseho achihun shokriya. Tatenda, obrigada, te amo e te faj. Molosumeskan muchos gracias. Privyet, jak spravet, payadanke mahal kita. So when it seems like nothing matters, just look around and see you're what really matters. 'Cause we are all Norwegian family, anywhere the ship goes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. You tell them
gives
you
me
get a standing
goosebumps.
ovation when you do that song.
They
must go
cry.
Yeah.
I made them cry.
I bet.
I made them cry.
That's really great, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what's fun is that like each group, when they hear their language,
Yeah.
gets so excited.
Yeah.
So like, and I try to tell
She's like the opening to the Olympics. You know what I mean? Hey, that's us. That's us. That's us.
Exactly. And you know what's extra fun? And this just goes to show, like, comedy I've been doing for about 17 years, and I've been really working on it. But lyrics for songs, especially parodies, have always come particularly easy for me. There's like it's just a formula. It's just I got to look up the rhyme. And right when I thought of Mama just killed a man, in the Philippine language, salamat is thank you, and kumusta ka Aislan is like how are you, and I am good in like their slang Aislan. And I was
Right.
like, that rhymes with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
could just put that right in there. So
It
as soon
rhymes
as I knew
perfect.
that, then I was like, well, shit, I'm going to just pull out the rest of the lyrics. So, but it was, I told my boyfriend at the time that I was going to write the song, and he went to go have a cigarette, came back 11 minutes later, and the song was finished. That's how fast
You're
it
like a
took me.
savant.
It you know what? I think as I've gotten older, especially past my 40s, I recognize I think I'm an undiagnosed dipping a toe in the autism pool.
I
might
know
even
you're past 40. I didn't know you're past 40.
I am. I'm 42, almost
look
43.
fantastic. You look great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're
Oh
good.
my gosh. Appreciate
Thought
you.
maybe 30s, early 30s.
Oh my gosh. Keep going. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's all the nonsense.
See, I know your language too.
I think it's the fact that I really do try to lean in to fun and joy and silly and being like a child, and I really lean in hard. But I feel like back in the 80s when I was born, I didn't know what to call this quite yet. Like autism was Rain Man or nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's
like
no in between.
There wasn't.
That
You
was
were
like
like
way back
"Ta,
even
ta, ta."
further when people were homosexual. They were broken.
Yeah.
They put them in institutions, or everything was. It was either you were fine or you were in an institution.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
Dyslexia, same thing.
Yeah.
There's so many things they didn't know what the hell they were.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's why I feel like in the scheme of the spectrum, I don't think I'm too far into it, but I always say I think I dunk a toe,
Yeah.
maybe even an ankle.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
boyfriend thinks it might even be up to my knees.
But
Yeah, but there's certain things where like the puzzles of things are very easy for me to solve.
Sure.
The puzzle of it. But other than that, and like I'm not socially awkward. Obviously, you've seen I'm very socially.
Sure.
Yeah. But there's sometimes a cold, just compartmentalization thing that I'm really good at doing.
Right.
Where, like for instance, I my 18-year-old cat, love my cats so much, but I was preparing myself for their passing for a long time, and most people are distraught, and it's taken me a little while to like really let out like the upset that I felt from it, because it just couldn't do it at the time. There was too much going on. I was like, it's okay, it's happened. Okay, I'm sad. I cried that day, and then after that, it was like, whoop, put it over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just lock it away, and not like it was locked away so that because I can't deal with it. It was just like I didn't have time. I had to work on cruises. I had to deal with my mom. Like there's like my mom's older and has things she's got to pay attention to. So for those reasons, I feel like that's where it lines up with this kind of cold, little bit more computer-esque,
Okay.
like way that autistic can be viewed, you know?
Well, your brain could operate on different cylinders in different areas, and everybody's brain is kind of that way. I don't think
Sure.
they understand. They still don't understand that.
Sure.
They still don't. I remember when I
Yeah.
put my daughters in school, she tested really high to go into grade school,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me, they go, your daughter is either a genius or she's on the spectrum,
I
or
see.
she's not ready. Like, so they go, you can put her in school now, or you can wait a year. I go, well, let's put her in school now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was getting high grades on tests, but then when she had to go and learn the process that they were teaching, she struggled. She struggled with the process because her brain operated on a different level.
Sure.
And lots of people, that's more accepted now than it was years ago.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
years ago, that's when there's a problem with this person. That's
Yeah.
why for years they thought people that were either savants or on the spectrum,
Yeah.
they would think they were crazy and institutionalized, not realizing they were geniuses on a certain level. In one area, they're just off the charts.
it wasn't until we saw Rain Man, you're like, you could take one of them and count cards. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why aren't you
Yeah,
using
yeah.
these people?
Plus, and look at how many geniuses that are. I mean, all the geniuses in our lifetime are probably savant level.
Oh, my
Just Steve
gosh.
Jobs probably savant on some level.
Oh, I think Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, all
Yeah,
of them.
of course.
Bezos. Look at
and
them.
athletes are the same way. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's, those guys. They have a laser focus,
Hyper focus,
on
yeah.
a certain thing
Yeah.
and excellence
Yeah.
at that thing.
Yeah.
And there's just no second. So I don't think anyone understands how our brain processes. So that's
Yeah.
and there's so many different levels where you're talking about athletics, computers, singing, parody, songwriting, math, whatever.
That's it. Parodies, for whatever reason, is that thing that just it clues in.
Yeah.
All of the songs that are my quote hits, I wrote in under 5 minutes.
Right.
Every single one of them.
Right.
And then the ones that I had to work a little harder on, they're all right. It's like I'm shoving a round peg in a square hole. You know, it's not the.
Well, you know what? Going back to we saw the Beatles show last night.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 songs the Beatles wrote in under 10 minutes that I've heard the story that they talked about that are their hugest hits. I can't remember I'm not as big a fan as you are.
Sure.
But I remember it's a song where Paul McCartney goes, "Yeah, we wrote that song in one take. It was one take. We wrote that song."
See?
And you're like, Jesus Christ, that's like one of the biggest songs
great,
ever.
the great,
Like ever in the history of the world. Like, yeah, well, it just came together. We're hanging out.
You know what? And there's where something like a lot of times I don't even think I can
That was my Paul
articulate.
McCartney. Nothing from my Paul McCartney. Well, we came together.
I'm so sorry. It was great.
Thank
You
you.
know what? It's because it was so good that I was just.
It was so
like,
brilliant. I thought it was McCartney.
I was just you
thought you were
channeled
Paul.
him. Yeah,
Thought you were
exactly.
Paul.
It was good to see you, Paul. Oh my God, it's great. I love it. The idea that those guys, I feel like it might be something similar where I don't have correlation of how it happened that words came to me like they did.
Right.
Almost as if the muse just. And a lot of times when you hear some people that create things, they're like, I don't even know how it happened.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. And you're like, how did you not think about it? And then I wonder if there is one of these sort of like lightning intuition, lightning bolt kind of muse moments, you know?
Well, I think it's they don't think about it because they're not thinking about it. Their brain is
Exactly.
at that level.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's they're operating on regular level for them.
Sure.
But to them, it's just nothing. And they're like, okay, now let's get to work. And everyone's like, whoa. What
That
about
was
this thing you were just
wild.
fucking around with?
Yeah.
That, we didn't want to. That's just a thing. No. Bring it back. Play it. This. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Okay. Why don't You know, it's just something you naturally do without even putting any effort to. You're so in tune to that.
It's weird.
That just falls right into place.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you find that with comedy for yourself?
I don't. Sometimes I do. You know what I find? It sounds weirder. It's harder for me when I'm writing stuff, because writing stuff, it puts me a lot more work into writing it and working on it. I find it more live on stage in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's more
it just hits you what to say.
Yeah, and it's probably from my improv training, but I do most of I think my best stuff is reaction stuff off the crowd or off the crowd between a joke in the moment.
Sure.
I find being in the moment is when, and that's another one where I'll go, I don't even know what I did there. That's
Yeah.
when I'll record a show and go back and listen and go, oh shit, that's a joke.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But when it comes to writing longer material, because my stuff is a combination of stuff that happens,
Sure.
real stories, and stuff that bothers me that I'm trying to get across to people
Sure.
without being preachy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And this is the hardest stuff to do, because I got to find the right way to word it without it sounding like I'm trying to tell people what to do.
Yes.
Like I talk about the oversaturation of social media, the pressures on teen girls that I learned as an adult, looking at teen girls grow up. You know what I mean? All these things I learned,
Yes.
communication as a parent, all these lessons I learned
Yeah.
that I want to try to get to people that mean something.
Yeah.
And then combine them with the two. And those are always harder for me. And I get mad because I'll write it and do it and it won't work. And I'll go, I suck. And then I go back and write again. And then go back and do it again. And it takes me over and over and over again until I get it to a point where I go, oh, shit.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one bit I did, I did it the other night, the conversation with my daughter about the car, agreeing with her.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes.
that bit's almost done. I've been working on the bit for about a year now.
I was going to say, I love the way that that's structured, because it seems simple, but it's not. It's all in the cadence of the way you're saying things, and yeah.
And it's funny because some of the most successful stuff that I've written, it either, if it's done correctly, it gets a huge applause break and does very well, or it does okay. There's a bit I did years, I haven't done it in a long time, about a video of taking off on a plane, the safety video.
Oh yeah.
And I restructured a safety video based on something I saw. And it's a long bit, and I remember counting. I think there's 28 beats in the bit, and I can't repeat a word more than 3 times, and it's structured very carefully.
Oh, okay.
But if I nail it, it's a fantastic bit. It really does very well. But I put so much work into writing it and then rehearsing it. I almost don't want to do those bits because I'm like, God, it's so draining to do that bit. Because then if I don't do it right, it doesn't get the reaction I want. And that's why it's almost cheating to be in the moment and work off the crowd. You know what I mean?
But see, and how many people can do that well, though? Like,
Yeah.
that's a trick unto its own. That's a
funny,
skill
though.
unto its
The
own.
stuff that you're always best at is the stuff that you don't give yourself respect for sometimes.
Isn't that the way?
You know what I mean? Where you go, that's like you were just talking about the writing the song.
Yeah, it's
Where
like,
they're
meh, that took 10 minutes.
That's nothing.
Meh.
This is important.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is something.
Yeah.
You kind of take for granted where your talent falls.
Yeah.
And then you look at it differently, I guess.
And that's why, for me, it was always harder to create the comedy and the in-betweens of the songs. The songs were easy, but the songs couldn't be my whole thing. Like, and I learned that early on. I couldn't over music them because
for a show, for a live show. Right.
Yeah, if I do a 10-minute set, I could do all songs. It's fine.
Sure.
But if I'm doing a 30-minute,
you can hold the room for 30 or 40 minutes.
Even a feature set, I can't do it for full.
Sure.
I can't do a 25 with it.
No, right.
So
right.
it's like I realized that I couldn't burn my bridge of my final bits were always going to be the closer, the funniest, or whatever.
Right.
Don't oversong them before I get to those 3 last songs. So it was just so much on stage, recording myself, seeing what happened in the moment. What would I say in my in-betweens? Especially, like I had mentioned before, the woman who started my career, she brought me on stage first as the host of the show, Jill Michelle Million.
Yeah.
Yay, if you're listening, we love
Yes.
Jill. Jill specifically was my host and would stand on stage while I did the songs. So I never talked. I just did the songs. And come my second show, I had said, oh, hey, before you do this one or that one, can you intro it like this? And she goes, oh, no, you're a comic. You're going out there alone. It was 60 seconds before I'm heading the stage. So I didn't get a chance to prepare anything. I didn't get a chance to write. It was just a matter of, well, I know what the songs are about. I might as well just pitch without giving away the joke of the song, you know?
Yeah, right. That's the key, is not to so they know where you're going, right?
Yeah, so I was like, well, I've been dating and I'm learning a lot and it's hard to be a woman and, you know, and then I just go into the songs. And that was every now and again, I'd find just this fun moment where I would say something, they would laugh. I would go, oh, maybe that's the way. And since then, I've never let up. That's my script. In between all my songs are these things that worked 15 years ago on the in-betweens.
Well, the setup is so important. I had a guy on my show, a guy named Craig Meyer. You ever met him? He does a lot of different music stuff, but one thing he does a huge Elvis or a huge Elton John thing. And he laid out, and when I had him on a podcast, he laid out how he introduces a song and how it's very delicate. He goes, a lot of people go, this is a little something, it's called Candle in the Wind. And he goes, you don't do that. He goes, you build it, you tell a story. My grandmother loved this song, whatever. He's got a whole structure to it.
Yeah.
And it goes something like this.
Yes.
And then you play it, and the crowd discovers what it is as it's being played.
Yes.
And they go, oh, shit, it's Candle in the Wind. I love it. Yeah. So you get the applause. You know what I mean? You get the acknowledgement of the song.
Yeah.
And they get the appreciation of the song.
Yes.
And at the end, you get the performance of the song. It's all ebb and flow.
Yes.
There's an art to performing it instead of just going, here's Candle in the Wind. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
And then they go, and then they found
they
it out.
The energy's sucked out of it. You know what I mean?
And you want them to discover. It's fun when they discover.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. It's
it's the ebb and flow of your show.
Yeah.
That's them going on the journey with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or you taking them on the journey.
Exactly.
It's you come with me. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah.
As opposed to just sit down. I'm going to tell you something.
Which I have so much fun with. I have so much fun with this flow. And you know, I didn't mean for this career to happen, but it's happened. And what's funny is that all the things that I've ever loved in my life, and I mean like obsessed with since I'm young, have come into my fruition based on this career.
Right.
Like you just mentioned the Beatles before. The Beatles, and and you said you wanted to talk about this story. I could just. This is
a phenomenal story.
This is one of my highlights of my whole life. So.
I know. I have 4 friends that would hug you right now just to hear this story.
You know Chris Strait?
I know who he is. I've never met him.
What's funny is that as soon as he found out that this happened, he was like, we have to get together and go to lunch. I have to hear everything because he's a huge Beatles fan.
Yeah, all right, cool.
So basically my
friend Katie would be like that.
Oh my gosh.
Ex-girlfriend, actually.
Oh my God, I'd be happy to tell
she would love, oh my God,
tell her to come with me. We'll go there.
Huge Beatles fan, yeah.
So basically, okay, well, just to give a little pretext, this growing up, my mom had raised me. Mom's a little bit of an older mom, so she raised me with all the music that she loved growing up. So, of course, that was the Beatles and the Doors and all this kind of stuff. But Beatles became my thing. I had Beatles everywhere, all over the posters. I was not, putting up Janet Jackson. I was putting up Beatles, right?
Right.
So, cut to, I am working a ship in my infancy, just a few months after I met you, actually, on the ships. Or I met you before that, but I mean, worked with you on the ship. I am doing the inaugural of the Norwegian Bliss. Now, on a lot of these Norwegian ships, they have a cavern club, which is the club that the Beatles got their start in Liverpool. And Norwegian bought into the name, just like they bought into the Levity name. So they had, on the inaugural, all the famous people for the Cavern Club. So it was the owner, who'd been the owner since the 90s, his girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, and the music director and the Cavern Club Beatles, who are the people who play every weekend and were basically given the honor of the representation by John Lennon's sister and Paul McCartney and all of them. John Lennon's sister was also on the ship. So this was like, I couldn't believe I was around these people, right? So, of course, I run over to them and I'm like, I love it. And I'm like talking all deep cuts. I'm not just talking about I want to hold your hand. I'm talking about, I me mine and dig a pony. Like, I'm really talking deep cuts with them. And they're like, oh, well, we want to come and see your show. And so they came to my show, and I do these dirty parody songs. And John Lennon's sister says, oh, my goodness, you're like a regular Joko Ono. And I was like, oh, I can't even believe this is happening. So we'd hung out all week because we were just trapped on the boat together. And I had said, you know what I love is doing deep cuts that people forgot about on karaoke. I always do like Oh, Darlin' from Abbey Road. And they go, oh, you do Oh Darlin'. Well, would you want to do it with the boys tomorrow night for the travel agents? It's like one of the big shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So they did and I don't know if you know this in the Beatles lore, but their final concert that they had on the top of the roof, John Lennon's last words, after I'd done my sound check with the guys, the music director goes, right, well, you passed the audition.
Yeah.
Because the very last line he says, he goes, thank you so much, we hope we passed the audition.
Yeah,
okay?
right.
So I was like, oh my God, this is legendary. So they go, great, you can now do the actual show. So I did the show, and, all the travel agents had seen me. I was the comic, and they were like, well, great, the comic's going to come up and do this song. I got a fucking standing ovation. It was a nailer, because it's what I do. doing songs on ships is one thing for my music because I have to enunciate. But if you want me to rock the fuck out. Like I'm ready to be like the front of a band if I, it's a big dream.
Right.
So I did a great job to the point where they were like, well, now you have to come to Liverpool and do it in Liverpool at the actual cavern. And I was like, but of course I'm just feeling like that's the nice thing that they're saying.
Yeah, they're just being, that's adorable. Thanks a lot.
Cute.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So cut to, and I'm just still on cloud 9, right? So I come to the very next day, we're all getting off the ship and I see the guys, the band itself in the elevator and they're like, oh my God, you got to come. I'm terrible at English accent, sorry. But they're like, you got to come to Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, that's cute. They're being cute. Again, they don't mean it. So now as I'm getting ready to leave and I'm truly off the ship, there's 2 lines of people that are leading together to become one line, and it's John Lennon's sister Julia and me, and as we are coming in, we meet up right in the middle of the line, and we're right together. And I was like, well, hello again. And she goes, hello, dear. And she goes, they weren't joking about taking you to Liverpool. She goes, they want you to come, and you could come. They play every weekend. You could play anytime you want. And I went, oh my God. So I decided to keep in touch and I reached out, and it took a year before I was able to go out there. But sure enough, the owner of the Cavern Club and his wife, who's, I don't think she's the actual wife, but the long-time relationship. And her name's Allison also. Ah. And they were coming to LA a month before I was scheduled to go to Liverpool. So I saw them in LA and we just got extra buddy. So when it came time for Liverpool, they said, where are you going to stay? And I go, well, I'm not sure yet. I was figuring to wait till I get there to see the area. And they go, before you do that, come right to the club. So I get to the club, first day I'm there, and they hand me a packet. The wife hands me a packet. It's keys to their apartment, all the instructions of how to operate all the machinery, the laundry room, everything, the laundry in there. And she goes, we're going to go stay at our house. You take the flat. And I was, what? You're giving me your apartment? They're like, yeah, why not? So I stayed right there, this beautiful apartment on the Mersey River, like right in the heart of like a real fancy and cute. And they said, your house staying for how long? Only 4 days? I said, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to do the one weekend with you guys. And they go, please, Liverpool might be winning the Champions League. You have to stay at least 2 weeks. So they put me up in their apartment for 2 whole weeks. I was VIP at the Cavern Club. Like I could show up at any time.
What a great time to be there too, man. There's got to be so much going on, and oh my God.
And then we won. Liverpool won the Champions
League
that
Cavern,
year.
Man.
I played the Cavern
fucking badass.
2 different weekends, and I sang "Oh Darling" with them, and I sang "Helter Skelter."
Yeah,
which
right
is,
on.
Woof,
yeah,
that was a beast, and I did the fuck out of that song. Yeah, ooh, I did the fuck out. It was solid. But and then throughout the rest of the week, the same band guys would play like an acoustic set, and if I came to just be there to support, they're like, "You want to come up and do a song with me?" I was like, okay. So I just did songs all the last couple of weeks.
Right.
And more than that, the owner loved me so much that he was like, I have tickets to the new premiere for the Yesterday movie. Remember there was a movie that came out?
Yeah.
We went to the premiere.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And so like that's why I say like it was highlight of my life.
Yeah, right.
And then I was supposed to go back. It was maybe 6 months later. And I had a plane ticket on an airline that I went to the airport and there was nobody there for the airline. And I asked somebody, I go, what's going on? They go, oh, we went out of business 2 days ago.
Oh.
So my flight got canceled, so I didn't get to go back then.
What a cold hard slap of reality that is after those 2. A great story. You're like, I can't wait to go back.
I was ready to
all
go
boarded
back.
up. There's tumbleweeds going by.
Exactly.
What happened? The kid in the back eating meat. We're not here anymore. Right back to fucking cruelty.
It's true. It was true, but the cute thing was
business. This fucking business.
I know, but they were ready to have me come back 6 months later, which was so nice. And then pandemic hit, so then it was another break. But as soon as pandemic was over, I saw on their Facebook that they were coming back to the States. His name is Bill Heckel, and his girlfriend is Allison Bradley. They're lovely people, and they were coming back, and they were funny enough staying in my neighborhood. They're staying in Marina Del Rey. So I picked them up from the train station. I took them to their hotel. We hung out all week, and we just had a great old time. And they're like, that anytime you want to come back to the Cavern Club, we want you there. You have a key to our apartment anytime you want. Wow. Like, you basically are family.
Cool. Yeah.
So even though that was years ago, and even though I haven't seen them, they keep up with me. They talk to me, like say hi on my birthday and all this kind of stuff. So this is the Cavern Club.
Yeah.
And I met him because of the ships.
No, I know people that would die just to go there. I would love to go check it out. I'm not the big. I'm a Beatles fan, but not a huge fan. But I know people that are huge would do anything to go there just to see the place.
I mean, if I was to get my history straight, though, it is not the actual real brick and mortar that they performed at, because there was like a fire or something 10 years after.
Yeah.
But they rebuilt it, and most of the stuff is the same, and it's still like they performed at the one that I'm at. It just wasn't the one they got their start at.
Right.
You know,
but legend.
But awesome, and I think I owe that all to this career.
Yeah.
I owe that all to the cruise ship
Yeah,
specifically.
but look at the way the door, everything falls into place, though. The doors and you want to talk about being things are. I don't know if I necessarily always believe things are meant to be, but I think you end up where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think that's. I don't know if those are the same or not the same, but I think we are where we are because we're supposed to be here, kind of.
I'm a big law of attraction person, where I feel like creating. You create your reality by putting out that kind of energy. But I do also think that, just like you said, like the supposed to be, I think that there are fates that are set up for us. Like, I feel like I was put on this earth for this one goal. You're put on this earth for this goal. We're all put on this earth for this goal. And throughout our law of attraction experiences, we're going in and out through. Sometimes we're off the path of where the fates want us. Sometimes we're back on it.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. And sometimes I think that when people come to the end of their life and there's a true disconnect, it's because they got off that path.
Yeah.
And they did too many things that led them off. I don't think it's like you're not supposed to make mistakes and have all these negative occurrences happen, but you are supposed to learn from it and recognize and go back to the path.
Where you're supposed to grow is I'm like that. And a step further, I think you as a soul create that and then move forward to the next level and then the next level.
Yes.
So your path doesn't just go through one lifetime; it goes through several.
I am
and then when
so a believer
when you
of
reach
that.
the end to whether you call it enlightenment, the
Yes.
end or whatever, your
Yes.
soul has been nurtured in different places, and you're supposed to follow a certain path.
I am so 100% with you on that.
Yeah.
To the point where I read this amazing thing that whether or not, take it with a grain of salt, but whether it's real or not, it still did something to my insides that resonated deeply. I was reading about hypnosis for a child having to do with past lives, right? And the child was 10 years old and was allergic to everything under the sun. It was like a bubble boy. He couldn't go outside. His parents take him to doctors, all this kind of stuff. No help. Finally, they go to a hypnotherapist. He puts him under. He starts talking to the boy about his past life. And the boy says, well, the last life, I died as an old man. I was very miserly. I had lots of money, but I wasn't kind. I had people work for me. I wasn't kind to them. And the only thing I cherished was my garden. I loved my garden. It was my favorite thing in this world. And this is all the realization, speaking for the soul itself, saying, I don't think I appreciated all of life. So as my punishment in this life, I'm not allowed to have a garden. I'm not allowed to have plant life so that I can have the balance here.
Yeah, you get it right. Okay.
And then the hypnotherapist said, well, do you think in the 10 years of inability to be outside, do you think you've learned your lesson? And he says, yes, or it says yes.
Yeah.
And he says, great, can you relieve the boy of the symptoms? And he says, yes. So then he takes him out of hypnosis, takes like a flower or something from the other room, blows it in the kid's face. The kid's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God. But then didn't have a reaction.
Right.
Like believed that he was going to, but was cured.
Right.
And so, like I said, grain of salt, whether or not you believe that really happened exactly.
I like that. That's impressive.
To me, that's where I went balance.
Yeah.
So, like, there are people in my life that I know that kind of have had it hard since they were kids, and it's not necessarily their upbringing. It's not it's not the nurture. It's the nature. They were this. Do you know what I mean? And you go, well, why were they that? If you have this kind this and kind that, what were they in a past life? And I think sometimes, if you have, like, I know somebody who was born with a fear of death.
Okay.
3 years old, screaming bloody murder about fear of death. 3! You're like, you don't even know what death is. What are you talking about? But like, I'm going to die. And then it's one of these things where I wonder if the past life, if that little soul wasn't murdered or in a situation where it was drowning or gonna die or something like this. So therefore, the fear is the way it ended life and then took it directly into the next thing.
Yeah, or in the previous life, they had something to do with death.
Yeah.
Caused death. And their balance is the fear of death, which is, it's another way to look at it. Yeah.
And you know what? This is where, because I try to always switch perspective. I have people in my family who deal with depression, and I've always had a pretty good outlook on things. And so a lot of times people will ask me for advice on switching perspectives. And I say, everything happens for its reason, and all of it is the way it's supposed to be. And my mom would always say, well, what about somebody who murders little kids. Like, that's the most horrible thing I can think of. It's like somebody who wants to end the life of like a child.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? Here's the thing. I agree. That's a horrible thing. But what if that person that's doing it and the person who's on the receiving end of it were both in the opposite situation for the last life?
Yeah.
What if that 3-year-old that is being murdered was the
Oh, wow,
murderer?
yeah.
Was the murderer in the past life
in
and
previous
did
life.
that to people? So they
I
needed
didn't
to
think of
have
that,
the
yeah.
balance, right?
Yeah.
And then the person who died and said, I don't understand why I died, then had to be in the mindset of the murderer. So had to do the next life as that. So that's why I say that grain of salt idea about the man with the garden and he wasn't allowed to have the garden anymore, it rang real true to me that balance, that's all it is. Don't
Yeah.
be so upset that you can't breathe this life. Maybe last life it's all you did.
Yeah.
And you didn't care about anything else. So you need to learn to care. I don't know. Deep thoughts.
I like it.
Deep thoughts.
I hate to end on.
I think
we're battery sensitive right now, so.
I see. Well, I mean, instead of ending with like kids are getting murdered.
No, this is a great way to end. We get the Beatles. It's still, but it ended with balance. We balanced.
balanced.
The whole show is balanced very well. Plug whatever you want straight to the camera.
Oh, my
Social media,
sweet.
whatever.
Hello. My social media is at Allison Comedy. It's spelled All Is On Comedy. ALLISON.
Oh, clever.
All Is
Nice.
On. Thank you.
Yeah.
All Is On Comedy. You can check me out on cruise ships throughout the end of the year. I might be in Florida and doing shows in Florida. So if I have any Florida fans, take a look at my my website. I don't have a website anymore. Sorry. Check out my social media and I'll let you know where I'm going to be. Other than that, I'll see you out at sea.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Lenny.
Yay.
Bye, Andy.
He'll appreciate that. You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.